How much time are you spending trying to craft the perfect email? This is something that comes up over and over with my coaching clients that we're spending a lot of time just trying to write the emails, trying to get them out the door. We're spending maybe, sometimes 30 minutes trying to craft the perfect email to make sure it's right, that the wording's right. And then, we're ending up spending a lot of our time on that when we maybe need to be doing other things. And it's hard, and it's coming from a good place. We of course want to write the perfect email. We want it to be well received, etc. But here is some sobering news there. Most people actually spend about 15 to 20 seconds reading an email, which means that that email that you lovingly spent 20 minutes writing is not getting that same amount of attention on the other side. So maybe you could have spent a little less time, been a little more succinct, and it would have been just fine. We want to talk about how we write good enough emails instead of perfect emails, because you know what? Nobody is reading that perfectly crafted email. Like that's just not how we deal with email these days. We want quick, scannable emails. So, how can we actually move out of trying to craft the perfect email and into trying to craft good enough emails? I'm going to give you a few different suggestions. The first one is just to write first, then edit. And so, what we mean by this is simply, sometimes it can be hard to try to craft this perfect sentence. We're going to go back and forth, we backspace, etc. Instead, just kind of word vomit it out, get everything you want to say out on the page real quick, and then go back and edit it. It'll take much less time than if you're trying to edit as you go along. Now, another thing that we can do is to think about how people read emails, and they read emails by scanning. And so that means that we want to make our emails really easily scannable. And that's actually easier said, that's easier to do than writing long, flowery prose. What we can do is use a couple of things. One, numbered bullets. Use numbered bullets. It'll make you be really brief because you're just putting things in bullet form, and it'll be easier for the other person to read and respond to. Another thing you can do is add clear calls to action in your email. So if you need somebody to do something, write action required. If it's just an FYI, just write FYI, big and bold, and maybe even the subject heading, so that they're not wondering why did they receive this email and what should they be doing with it, etc. Just be really clear about what you need and who you need it from. People will appreciate it. Now, thinking about how do we make this process faster, you can think about using email templates. I love email templates. Like I use Gmail, and so there's a Gmail templates that you can enable in there. Outlook has this function as well. It's a little clunkier, but email templates are great. I would say that, I don't know, 60% of the emails that I send out on a daily basis are based on templates. And this means I'm not writing and rewriting the same thing over and over again. I'm relying on those templates and then I'm customizing as I need to, and it saves a ton of time. And also, it just saves a ton of brain power because you don't have to think about it constantly as you're trying to write these perfect words. You've already written the perfect words. Now you just insert them into your email and you go. You can also use the schedule send feature in email. And this will help you write these good enough emails that you get out the door faster because you're essentially going to be tricking yourself. You're going to be saying, okay, I'm going to write this email. It's going to be good enough. I'm going to schedule it for 2 hours from now. And that gives me this feeling of safety that if I want to go back and change something, if I think of the perfect turn of phrase, I can do that. But the reality is, you'll probably get busy. It'll just be sent out. It will have been good enough. And good enough is exactly that, good enough. And then we will make sure that it just gets out there. It's not a big deal. So, schedule send is super great. And then finally, I want to give you a little challenge. So try to clear out your drafts every single day. Now, if sometimes I see people's inboxes and I'll see, hundreds of draft emails in there, right? Most of those things are probably long gone. They're old, they're not relevant anymore. If you can make a challenge for yourself that by the end of every day, your drafts folder is going to be empty, you will get better at sending quick emails about sending these good enough emails. If you're getting to the end of the day and it's, you got 20 minutes left, you got 10 different drafts in there, you are going to say, okay, I just got to get these out. You're going to give them a quick overview. You're going to say, yep, they look okay. Maybe you'll change a word or two and you'll get them out the door. So challenge yourself to end the day with no email drafts. And that will make sure that you're getting to things as you need to. And also that you're not spending too much time stuck trying to figure out the perfect wording.